If everything, if the country is also free from COVID, we can have digital, we can have online and offline on a program, because a 1 month intensive program to inculcate readingship among children, youth, and underprivileged population of the country. This was initiated, it was running in Kerala. As month and week later, when the Prime Minister came down to Kerala and inaugurated this program at a crowded function, uh, he declared that every month it should be a month-long program, and that too pan-India program, so that every nook and corner of the country should benefit out of this. And he gave us a big target that by 2022, when the country celebrates its 75th year of independence, we must cover 300 million population, that too underprivileged population. They should have the capacity to read and write. This is our mission. This is our goal. With the target fixed by the Prime Minister of India, and with his support, we are marching ahead. And Geetaji is one of our Read India. Geetaji is controlling the Read India. Read India is one of our main partner who is strengthening this movement throughout the country also. In fact, I must introduce Geetaji by through some of the points from her biodata. Geeta Malhotra has been working with Read India since June 2008 and helped to bring 43 read centers. Community, that's a good thing. Community reading and resource centers. Community reading, because we want to have community spread of the reading. In fact, Mr. Panikkar in his lifetime, he wanted every community, every home, that is home reading, practice of group together, group reading, and that's a very good concept introduced by Geeta ji, and practiced, not introduced, and practiced by her successfully in I think in 12 states across India, 12 states, mostly northern parts in India, from outreach activities to bring the best training and capacity building programs to read community library and resource centers, while overseeing all Operation India. Geeta uses to Geeta uses her strong experience, professional and academic connections to create new opportunities for Read India, and she is supported by many organizations, and she wanted to have a networking so that it will be more effective. In the recent years, IDA has been focusing on making women as entrepreneurs. That's the need of the day. We are also having focusing women, uh, because the Gandhian concept of every home a production center, that can be organized only through women. If the women entrepreneur organizes a micro enterprises in the home, the only not only mother, father, the children, all the grown-up people, they will come together, and they can at the spare leisure time, by viewing the TV, they can produce some goods and some parts, so that it can be a common, so that it will be a common facility center attached to 100 homes and a common facility center, so that it will have fine finishing and marketing, because marketing is a big task that cannot be organized by these poor women. There we should have some professional team, and we should have some sophisticated equipments to make it more attractive, and the quality also to ensure the quality. And her recent work to develop the women entrepreneurs, and our Modi ji government is also very has come forward to give any amount to the startups or this type of micro units, and he has asked bankers to give liberal loans to these type of activities in the villages. Then only we can be self-sufficient. In the next within the next 5 years, we will be one of the biggest force of the world. That is our motive, because now we are in the dream this economy. Our economy has to be changed, and we must reach 100 crore, 10 million, 100, I don't know, the correctly is 10 time increase of our present GDP. because China is having 20, America is having 20, and China is having 18. But by the time they will all come down, and India will go ahead with them, and India will lead the world. That only through micro enterprises, only through we can build up economy. That's why Geeta's initiative is welcome, and we appreciate the activities, and we have to make everybody. Every man, every woman should be entrepreneur, and they should go for productive work. That is, we focus on three type of engagement. That is self enterprises, co enterprises, and uh, digital, and we must have some digital enterprise also. So through these things, through these three factors, we can make India as one of the most developed country of the world within the next 5 to 10 years, maximum 10 years. By 2030, we can, we will. And Gitaji's program, special focus enhancing their skills. These programs are in 7 states, and with 25,000 women entrepreneurs. That's a novel thing. And every entrepreneur will have uh, 3 or 4 workers also. So, with the leadership of these trained entrepreneurs, our this problem, our main problem of this employment problem can be solved. And she uses the platform of reading. You know, reading and read and grow. The slogan preached and practiced by Mr. Panikkar during his lifetime. So Kerala has attained progress only because of his library movement. Because the British historians, in their report, they have made it clear that the cornerstone for Kerala's development is Mr. Panikkar's library movement. Because when everybody has started reading, and naturally the literacy percentage also has gone increased, and that is how Kerala became the first total literate state of the country. So through reading only, we can go for all type of activities, and that is the main task, a main background with the main platform. She is also doing. I welcome Geeta ji to deliver her speech, her this webinar, in her webinar on education and development. I think education. She is focused on education and development. Welcome, Geeta ji, again. Thank you for coming here, and thank you, Dr. Vignesh, to arranging these type of webinars regularly, because your program is from 19 to June to 18 July. All these programs, we are organizing webinars, and Mr. Uh, our Vignesh is spending a lot of time to make these webinars. What do you say? Really, it has to reach the librarians, students, as well as some teachers, parents also. Thank you, Gidaji.
Thank you so much, Dr. Balagopal, for such an elaborative introduction of mine, which was not required at all. But in any case, I would like to thank you from the core of my heart that you are doing an excellent work starting this mission, which has been in the past also, and taking it forward, sir. It's a great mission and very close to my heart also, because
Gidaji, I am interpreting. Not you, we are. We are together. We are
yes,
together, because
yes.
yourself and some 118 partners also with us. We are all together, not you.
Yeah. Yeah, and sir, COVID-19 has taught us that distance doesn't matter. If we are committed to a cause, we can work from any corner of the nation, sir. That is my commitment for the future, when I'm going to highlight how the pandemic has taught us to be more closer with the communities where we cannot reach otherwise, and technology has made that very easy for us to reach to the people through technology platforms. Thanks to Vignesh also for organizing this webinar and connecting me through Zoom. so that I can speak to many, many people what I have in my mind, what I have carved an agenda for myself and for my partners, for my colleagues, and for the nation as a whole, so that we all are committed to the cause of reading, which is very, very important and need of the hour in this pandemic also. I would like to thank Dr. Balagopal for connecting all together. He has been coming to Delhi quite often in the past, and be connected with all the partners, with all the stakeholders, so that he can drive this mission with all the commitment he has for this cause. Now, virtually, he is also connected to everyone. He has not left anyone behind. He has connected everyone through technology also to be part of this mission. And sir, we commit to you that we are going to take this mission forward. uh, the topic which has been given to me today is that the why reading is important for the children's, for the nation's children during this pandemic, and how we all can join hands to work together on this simple but very important cause. I'm going to share my views on this, but before I come to the topic, I would like to highlight that 25th PN Panikar National Digital Reading Month. Sir, month is only a name. It's been every day, every moment, every hour. I should say that everyone is committed that our children should read. When we focus to the families, every parents want that their children should read and write. No doubt there is a gap between rural and urban, but still the desire, the anxiety is there that every child of the nation should have a book in his or her hand and also start reading from the childhood itself. There is a scientific proof that the children should be exposed to the books when they are not even 1 year. They haven't celebrated their first year. उन्होंने अपना पहला जन्मदिन नहीं भी बनाया, तब भी बुक्स उनके हाथ में आने चाहिए, so that उनकी जो मदर है वो उनके सामने रीड करे, वो साउंड को एसिमिलेट करें और बुक्स में जो कलर्स हैं उनको देखें. तो रीडिंग जो है वो एक बच्चे के पहले जन्मदिन से पहले ही शुरू हो जाती है. The exposure to the book starts when he is not able to celebrate the first birthday, because reading has to be inculcated first in the mind and then in the brain. So that is the mission you are taking forward, sir, not only for the small children, but for the children of middle age, higher age, and also I would add that the elderly also should join this mission for reading and writing, because that is the need of the hour. We are facing many issues during this COVID 19. But I would like to highlight that if we take everything positively, we can very well take this time in our strides and we have positive attitude to take our mission forward. I would like to start with this, that every child should have a book. That should be the commitment we should make to ourselves. We should buy books for children who are around us. We should give books to the children who are in our community. We should enable them to read the book not during this month, but for every time they have to have the books in their hands. Books are the close friends of the children. We should always talk to them that books are the friends, and books are the only friends during pandemic when they are not able to mingle with the children and play in the playgrounds. So books have created their own space in our lives, and we should acknowledge this space very well when we are talking about reading mission. I would also like to highlight here that technology has also created its own place, especially during pandemic, because अगर व्हाट्सअप नहीं होता तो हम अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ टच में नहीं होते। अगर हमारे पास मेल नहीं होती तो हम अपने आइडियाज़, अपनी नॉलेज, अपनी इंफॉर्मेशन दूसरों के साथ शेयर नहीं कर पाते। हम अपने घर में कन्फाइंड रहते और हम एक दूसरे से बात भी नहीं कर पाते, हम शेयर भी नहीं कर पाते। सो व्हाट्सएप, email, and other parts of technology tools have really helped during pandemic to us. Maybe you can say community radio, maybe online radio, maybe presentations, maybe WhatsApp, maybe emails. We have really used technology very well during the past 3.5 to 4 months. Technology was always there, but we were not giving importance to technology at all. But now during pandemic, we have come closer to the technology who were already using it, but now it's time that every individual, every human being should know how to use technology. And we all, I should not say only the government, we should all join hands to enable them to have access to the technology tools. Only then we are able to reduce the divide, we are able to educate them, we are able to provide them right information at right time. Technology doesn't mean only computers, technology means any tool which we can use to communicate effectively, to share our views, to provide right information, to provide right knowledge. And that is what PN Panikar Foundation is doing under their very big program of making Kerala digital state. And I would like to congratulate Dr. Balagopal on this initiative, because we always learn from Kerala. Sir, I should not hesitate in speaking this, whether you say about population. I was working earlier with Population Foundation of India, and Kerala was always on our, in our talks, that how we can learn from Kerala. And I would like to mention here that the states who are yet behind in literacy levels, or we are not able to raise the literacy levels, we should learn from Kerala how we can take the mission, learning from the mission started by PN Panikar Foundation and taken forward by Dr. N. Balagopal tirelessly. He's not tired of talking about the mission. He sleeps with the mission and he gets up in the morning with the mission. How he can make the nation well read, well literate, whether it's children or youth or elderly, how he can spread the message across. Thank you, Dr. Balagopal, for this tireless journey. The topic which has been given to me is reading during pandemic, but I would also like to highlight what was the situation pre-pandemic. Libraries, as Dr. Balagopal mentioned, that can play a very important role, and this mission started with the library only. So when we are talking about the library, everyone knows that libraries are the home for the books. They are taken care of very well by the librarians. They, उनकी सजावट लाइब्रेरीज में बहुत अच्छी लगती है। जब हम किसी लाइब्रेरी में जाते हैं, हमारे माइंड की फैकल्टीज खुल जाती हैं, हमारा ब्रेन खुल जाता है और हम रियली एक्साइटेड होते हैं कि हम बुक को कैसे हाथ लगाएं, हम बुक को पढ़ें, हम बुक को फील करें और अपने इंटरेस्ट की बुक को हम आगे लेके जाएं। और हम लाइब्रेरियन को बोलें कि हम कैसे इस किताब को यूज़ कर सकते हैं। India is a vast country, I should say that. There are n number of libraries. My colleagues know the number, but I can say that it's more than 350,000 libraries in this country. they are functioning well, some are not functioning well, but this is not the time to talk about that. But I would like to reiterate here that libraries can play a very, very major role when we are talking about reading. There is, I would also like to say that librarians are the godfathers and the godmothers. Please make a point what I am highlighting here. Librarians are the godfathers and godmothers of making the nation well read and educated. They can, they are not able to realize their strength, their potential, but once they are able to realize their strength and potential, we are not very far when the nation is well read, well educated. But the only thing is that we have to come collectively to address the cause. We have to be committed to the cause, and it is the call of the nation when we say that. But at the same time, during this pandemic, we have to bring the innovation. How we can make our children well read, how we can provide books in the hands of the children, how we can come together, whether it's a teacher, whether it's youth, whether it's a migrant who has come back to the village or to his or her own state or district, or I should say that county or city, how we all can come together and address this important topic of making India well read. Here, innovation is a combination of traditional methods. I would not say that we have to invent the new methods. We have to, combine the traditional methods with the new needs of the communities. It's not that we have to innovate, we have to reinvent the wheel again, because I always tell my team कि पहले बच्चे खेलते थे एक गोल कान पे लगा के जिसको हम बोलते थे टेलीस्कोप, और वो बच्चा बोलता था और दूसरा बच्चा 1 मीटर के डिस्टेंस पे बैठ के उसको सुनता था और वो उसको दोबारा बोलता था. तो ये जो प्रैक्टिस जो मुझे याद है मैंने अपने बचपन में खेला है, क्या हम उसको दोबारा ला सकते हैं? क्या हम अपने गार्डन्स को जो ग्रीनरी के साथ हैं, जिसमें फ्रेश एयर है, उसमें बच्चों को सोशल डिस्टेंस रख के अपने माइंड में उनको क्या हम सर्कल्स में बिठा सकते हैं, और 1 मीटर का थ्रेड डिस्टेंस क्रिएट करके हम बच्चों को बोल सकते हैं कि आप बुक पढ़ें? क्या हम किताबें उनके हाथ में दे सकते हैं पढ़ने के लिए? ये कौन कर सकता है? ये लाइब्रेरियंस कर सकते हैं. लाइब्रेरियंस अकेले कुछ नहीं कर सकते हैं. If they can create a team of volunteers, those who really are sitting at home, they have to come forward and provide a support. That is my humble request to those who are listening to me. This is the time where we are listening, we are getting bored, people are committing suicide because there is no money in their hands. There may be many other reasons. Domestic violence is increasing, but we are not adopting to the positive contributions which they can make. And I would like to make a statement here: giving is the best practice in life. We know very well we are all literate, we are all knowledgeable, we have information in our hands, but we have to reach to those who don't have that. How we have to reach to them? This is again making small community uh, groups in the villages, in the cities, and connect them. I still remember my childhood. A teacher used to come in the evening from 5 to 7 with new games. She used to sit with us and teach us how to play those games, because we could not afford the toys, which now, with the changing time, the children are able to afford. So she used to bring a set of toys with us, and we used to play with the toys, and then we learn through the playway method. That's why I am saying the traditional methods have to be brought again with the new needs of the changing time. That is my another strong point which I would like to make here. Even adult literacy was introduced, keeping in view that if the mothers are educated, they realize the importance of education of their children, and if the circumstances support them, they will see that their daughters go for higher education and they should not be dropped out. Why this happens, why they are committed like this? Because they joined the literacy classes under adult literacy program introduced by the government of India, by other NGOs also. They realize the importance of education, and I have met around 100,000 women in rural India, and they all say, "Ma'am, it's a dream that our girls go for higher education." There are many other, uh, compulsions in their lives which are not allowing them, but I can guarantee that no individual, no human being wants that their children should not be educated. And this is the right time where we have to reiterate the whole process, because we have time in our hands. We can spare some time through our daily routine, because our daily routine is not that very busy. We can commit, we can sign the memorandums at the community level, how we can make maybe 5 kilometers, maybe 10 kilometers, maybe 5 villages, maybe 10 villages focused on reading. In urban areas, the needs are different. In rural areas, the needs are different. But we have to bring in the concept, the mindset, the commitment for reading. The time has gone who teaches whom. Now, I would say that even children can make their parents read, write, because children are going to the school. It's not only that teachers have to teach the children. The children can teach technology to the elderly people in the house and around them, so that the elderly people should also know how to use the mobile, how to use the laptop, how to use the computer. I can very well understand that there is a scarcity of IT tools in rural areas, but there are platforms where at least the computers are available. I'm not talking about iPads or phones or any other tools. The computers are available. They can use the computers whenever they have access. But if they don't know how to use, I would say that even the qualified academic degree is a failure. This is the time where we have to learn how to use the computers, how the basic literacy, digital literacy education is important for all of us. That is the point I would like to make here very strongly, that there is a need for this. Now, I would like to speak that everyone has a role. There is a role of stakeholders, which is very, very important. Dr. Balagopal has been taking this mission to every hook and corner of the country. Niti Aayog office has written letters to the district collectors, marking copies to the district collectors to support his mission. I should not say his mission, our mission, so that we should make our country proud of having 100% literacy and education levels. Thanks to the government for taking this mission seriously, and thanks to the partners who are standing in support of PN Panikkar Foundation to make this dream a reality. It's a it's a statement which I am making on behalf of all the partners, Dr. Balagopal, that we should stand along with PN Panikkar Foundation to make this is not only PN Panikkar's foundation's dream, it's the dream of the nation. Every Indian wants that their country progress, and reading is the basic element for a country to progress. The role of every individual is going to count in this mission. And there are ways to acknowledge, as Dr. Balagopal, I'm very proud to say that Dr. Balagopal has acknowledged my contributions. We are ready to acknowledge each and every one's contribution in this field, whether by providing e-certificate, whether by appreciating in the webinars, whether by writing appreciation letters, but everybody has to join this mission. I would also like to say here that children are the future of the nation. There is a saying that practice makes the man perfect. I would like to say that reading makes the man perfect. Let us change the slogan here. We can replace the word practice, we can write reading, but we can also mix the two. Reading practices makes the man perfect. This is the simple slogan I would suggest should go with this mission. And everybody should talk about this small sentence. Everyone should repeat it 10 times in front of the people, through WhatsApp messages, whatnot. I would say that this is the people's advocacy, I should say that people's advocacy is very, very important at this point of time, because Dr. Balagopal has done the policy advocacy. He has got the letters issued to all the district authorities. Now it's people's turn how people can join them for on this mission. I would also like to say that reading 2 pages in a day, that means we are multiplying 365 days into 2 is 730 pages are read by an individual person, individual child, and this should be the habit of everyone. Whether it's the same book if children are deprived of the books, but yes, we have to introduce the habit of reading 2 pages every day. And if we count the words of 730 days, it almost comes to 7,000 approximately. And see how much information and knowledge a child, a person is getting if we imbibe this habit in our lives. I would request everyone, those who are listening, those who are going to talk about this with others, they should inculcate this habit of reading anytime during the day. If they read their own 2 pages, well and good. And if they can read 2 additional pages by recording their voice through WhatsApp and forward to others, that is a very good service they are doing for others, so that they can also listen, encouraged, and they start reading. That is another point I would like to highlight here. But how and who are the big questions in our mind? How we have to find innovative ways based on our traditional ways, and how we can modify them through our uh, innovations during changing time, during this new times we are facing during pandemic. I would also like to highlight here need for people's movement. Vignesh, you have to change the slides because I am following the slides from my other tool. This I have completed. Now the next slide is need for people's movement. Next slide, Vignesh. Yes. During this pandemic, schools are closed, universities are closed, and all are working from home. And we can see, I have already said that we get bored, we get depressed, and we are constantly following what social media is sharing with us. But we are not introspecting ourselves. This is the right time where we have to introspect ourselves and commit for giving. And giving A platform for reading for the children is the best way of giving to the nation, giving to the world as a whole, I should say that, giving to the community. Technology is being used in a big way. I should say that even when I travel to the rural areas, I could see that simple mobile is always there in the hands of the women, in the hands of the boys, but they don't give to their sisters. That is a another question. I would also like to use this platform when we are talking about digital literacy. The families should not discriminate by giving access to the technology tools whatsoever they are having in the home to their daughters, to the women also. I would like to repeat this in Hindi. बिकॉज गांव में मोबाइल तो है सबके पास और इंटरनेट कनेक्शन भी है, पर इतना डिस्क्रिमिनेशन है। इवन मैं अभी सर्वे कर रही थी कुछ इंडिया में एनसीआर पार्ट में भी, तो वो क्या है कि लड़कियों को मोबाइल ही नहीं देते हैं। लड़कियां मुझे पर्सनली आके बोलती हैं, मैम हम अपनी फैमिलीज को बोलते हैं कि ट्रस्ट अस, वी आर नॉट, हम टेक्नोलॉजी को गलत वे में इस्तेमाल नहीं करेंगे, पर हमें सीखने के लिए अभी टेक्नोलॉजी टूल्स चाहिए। तो मेरी ये सबके लिए एक प्रार्थना है, वो किसी जो तो प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं कि लड़कियों के हाथ में भी टेक्नोलॉजी टूल्स दे रहे हैं, बहुत अच्छी बात है, पर जो नहीं दे रहे हैं आप उनके साथ ये काउंसलिंग करिए कि लड़कियों को भी टेक्नोलॉजी टूल्स चाहिए, उनको भी मोबाइल अपने हाथ में चाहिए कुछ सीखने के लिए, कुछ करने के लिए। और रीड इंडिया के पास ऐसी बहुत ही अच्छी स्टोरीज है जो लड़कियों ने अपनी लाइफ को ट्रांसफॉर्म कर लिया, अपनी लाइफ को तो ट्रांसफॉर्म किया ही है, अपने पेरेंट्स की लाइफ को भी ट्रांसफॉर्म कर दिया है टेक्नोलॉजी को यूज़ करके। अभी देखिए जो हम पेंडेमिक में हैं, अगर हमें टेक्नोलॉजी यूज़ नहीं करनी आती है, हम पेटीएम से पैसे नहीं दे सकते हैं, हम नेट बैंकिंग यूज़ नहीं कर सकते हैं, हमारे पास जो राइट इंफॉर्मेशन आती है प्रिकॉशंस लेने के लिए पेंडेमिक के दौरान, हम उसको अच्छे से पढ़ नहीं सकते हैं, हम वो मैसेजेस किसी के साथ शेयर नहीं कर सकते हैं। तो ये बहुत सारे चैलेंजेस जो क्रिएट करे गए हैं, वो हमने अपने आप ही अपने लिए क्रिएट करे हैं। अगर हम उसको अच्छे से समझें, हम एक दूसरे से उसके साथ समझने की कोशिश करें, बात करें, तो बहुत से ऐसे रोड ब्लॉक्स हैं, बहुत सारी ऐसी कठिनाइयाँ हैं जिनको हम खुद ही सल्यूशन निकाल सकते हैं। I would like to reiterate that many problems, many gaps we have already created for ourselves. If we talk to others, we learn from others, we can reduce these roadblocks what we are facing, and we can very well take this mission further. Innovations क्या हैं? I would like to mention here that innovations हैं, हमारे पास पार्क्स हैं, हमारे पास गार्डन्स हैं, हम बच्चों को वहाँ पे बिठा सकते हैं, we can enable children sit at a distance, read books through loudspeakers. हम बहुत सारे I would like to mention here MSSRF, Pondicherry Belt, I worked with them, how the temples were announcing the threat in the sea, in the ocean. But can't we use the same things for disseminating knowledge, information through loudspeakers? By enabling, see, every temple has a loudspeaker, but if the temples are closed, we can use their infrastructure. Nobody will deny कि हम infrastructure आपको नहीं देते हैं, but we have to think through, we have to act, we have to make impossible things possible if we are really committed to this mission. Teachers are sitting at home, the schools are closed. In urban areas, the education is going through technology, Zoom or TeamViewer, the teachers are teaching. But you know how much they are learning, there is a big question mark, I should say that. When we are using technology, the mobile, the concentration level is very, very low as compared to reading a book. So we should not, during the time of technology, we should not dilute the importance of reading a book. I would like to mention here, which everyone should understand, because everyone has children in their homes. When they are reading through iPad or through computer or through mobile, the screen they can change very well within fraction of seconds, and the concentration level goes down. They, I can challenge, after reading a sentence, if you tell the child to repeat the same sentence, he cannot do that. But when he has a book in his hand, and if he is practicing reading books, he can read once and close the book, and he can repeat the sentence without seeing the book. I can challenge that. I can accept that challenge very well. So please bring technology as a supplement, as a tool, but don't replace books, because libraries are the safe spaces for our children. Don't close the libraries, don't put locks on the libraries, because libraries can replace the temples. Libraries can replace the temples in the coming time. Temples have their own significance, but libraries have much more significance, because reading and learning component is added with worship. Along with worship, we are adding two more important components which are very close to our lives, that is reading and writing. And we combine reading, writing with worship, God will help. That's why in my earlier slides, I gave a new title to the librarians as godfathers and godmothers. Please realize this importance of libraries in this changing time. Teachers can devote time to do at least an hour in the evening. Youth can come forward to organize the reading programs. Recording correct pronunciation through mobiles could be disseminated for practice. Reading information on protection from corona is also a big way for educating communities. Distributing books for children in the marginalized communities along with the food packets should have been practiced. The time is still there, we should practice that. I have been serving community with food packets, but I myself also missed, oh God, I would have given books also. Because our libraries in rural areas, we take books along, but definitely along with the food packets, we should advocate that when we are giving a packet of biscuit or food item, we should always give one book along with that as a supplement to our reading program. We should always make this a practice in this time during COVID. And when we practice during hard times, it becomes our nature, it becomes part of our life, and we will never give it up. Commitment to the cause is also very important. Librarians should make a volunteer team. I also highlighted in another seminar, another webinar also, that youth, women, girls, those who are qualified should come as volunteers along with the librarians. Maybe retired teachers who can join hands for enabling children to read and learn. That is the commendable service to the nation. I should say that. Online certificate should be given. We should recognize these volunteers. School gardens should be used where there are libraries and books are there, and we can distribute the books to the children for reading practices. Peer learning is also a way forward. Making simple e-content on our own, which we are doing. Read India is doing that for the age group 3 to 6 years. And we have also partnered with other stakeholders who are providing us e-content for classes from 6th to 12th class. Each library can start that. They have computers. They can bring the children in batches, maybe 5, maybe 10 in the libraries those who are fully sanitized, and use these content for self learning. I would also like to mention here, because I would like to leave 10 minutes for question answers, that there is a need for collective approach. Let all stakeholders join hands in taking this mission forward. 1 month is a reminder to all of us, but the need is to continue till the time we are proud of our nation, who are going to be the proud of our children who are joining this mission, and who are going to be the pride for the nation, for us. Reach India has community libraries and is able to reach 400,000 rural communities through community participation, engagement, and commitment. What I, whatever I have shared with you in this webinar, Read India has already practiced. It's based on our achievements while working with the rural communities. During pandemic time also, we immediately shifted to online platform as well as offline platform for reaching out to our communities for various kinds of trainings, including reading and digital literacy. Digital literacy is one of the best program by providing access to computers, free internet, learning aids. My colleague, I think Kamlesh is online, and he has done it so meticulously. We haven't developed the content. We just Googled and we came in contact with an organization called uh, Gyan Greh, something like this. And I wrote a mail to them. They gave access to the open content, and we are circulating the content to lakhs of people through our community libraries. And we got the data collected of the Android phone where they can practice and see the content we are sharing with them. Has created a network of organizations also for sharing the e-content with us, making our own e-content. And I, on behalf of Read India, has committed in the past also and even now that we all have to come forward to make this dream a reality, that every child of the nation should have a book in his or her hand and practice reading and writing. And every human being of this country should be digital literate also. That is the commitment we have to make to ourselves to take this mission forward. Thanks to Dr. Balagopal for showing us the path and enlightening our minds to come together to make our nation shine. Thank you so much, Dr. Balagopal, for providing this opportunity, because I always look for this opportunity to share my mind, to share my views with all whosoever are listening to me, and otherwise also because nation is one. We are different human beings, but brain is given to all of us. We have to practice how to use it. We have to come together to work together and also to educate our nation. That is the need of the hour and for the future progress of the nation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Geetaji, for your excellent uh, presentation and your practical slides, because we need such practicals also. Then only it can be uh, replicated, and then only we can reach the real unreached. Thank you. Over to Dr. Vignesh.
Thank you so much, Kitaji. So I could gather a few important takeaways from this webinar.
Ganesh,
At least
your
read.
voice is not very audible to me. Can
Is
you
it?
bring the mic closer to you?
Just a moment.
Total.
Okay, am I audible now?
Yes,
Is it
yes,
better?
yes.
Yes. Okay, so there are it was a very good session. So I enjoyed it. I could gather few important informations like at least read 2 pages per day, and combining the traditional religious practices and clubbing it with reading approach and park reading and whatnot. So I could clearly take away a few important and practical solutions from your webinar. So now let's open up the floor for questions. uh, I could see a lot of people thanking you for this wonderful webinar. Uh, may I invite questions one by one? If you can raise your hand, then I can unmute your mic and then you can speak for a minute. Only the questions. How to motivate? Okay, how to motivate children to practice reading in this era of technology? So this question is from Miss Meenakshi. Gitaji, the question is how
Yes,
to
yes, I
motivate.
understood that.
Yeah.
It's all in the hands of the parents and the teachers, right? If we don't have control over the time of the children, children tend to do what they want to do because technology is a new thing for them. And it's a human nature. When there is a new thing in their hands, they want to use it, they want to practice it, and it's easy way because reading needs concentration, whereas technology you have to practice with your hands. And you can, if you give a mobile to your child for 1 week, he can learn typing on his own. That is the results we are getting. But on the other hand, the concentration level is going very down. So we have to draw a balance. When we think of drawing a balance, we have to, with love and affection, we have to tell the child that this is the time to read a book and this is the time to read, to use the mobile. But motivation level is that the mother or any sibling, elder sibling, or any person in the family, or maybe from the community, should start a practice of reading 1 hour practice every day, maybe half an hour practice every day. During COVID, we cannot bring the children together, but we should make a habit of reading in front of the child. You read yourself and tell the child to listen, and then say 2 words out of it and you can give a chocolate to her. This is the way. This is the way we have to motivate our children to, start practicing reading. Playway method, traditional methods, innovative methods. I would like to give an example. I am a community radio practitioner. I'm quoting an example of 10 years back. I used to work with rural women and play a radio on health. And I used to tell मुझे same words 4 सुनने हैं आपसे. तो मुझे लगेगा आपने प्रोग्राम सुना है तो मैं उनको एक गिफ्ट दे दी. और वो गिफ्ट लेने के चक्कर में उन्होंने इतने अच्छे से वो प्रोग्राम सुनते थे कि they became the master trainers to train others on health aspects. So I am saying that we have to bring the traditional habits in the new times to practice.
So there is a next question from a student, Shrestha Chaugan. Her question is, Madam, as a student, what can I do to spread education to those children like me?
Student of which class, Vignesh? Has been mentioned.
No, it's not.
10th class. No, no. Yeah, 10th class.
10th class,
Okay.
yes. Yeah.
Uh, See, you can write small stories on your own. Maybe true life stories, maybe fictions, and then you can share in a WhatsApp group to the children to create interest. Or you can print them and distribute them individually. I don't know how during pandemic how will you practice, but this way you are not encouraging children because stories they will read. Stories written by individuals they will read, and they will read time and again, they will share with their friends, and then you can tell them to reiterate the stories in front of you through virtually or present in front of you. That is one of the way you can start, which is which is inexpensive. You are not spending money on that. So that is the one sentence suggestion I can give you right now. But we can share many more things with you. Please be in touch and we will write back how you
So
can do
next question is from Arav Chawla. What kind of books can be given to a 6-year-old child?
that. Which, what
Six,
year?
six,
6 years. 6 years
6
old.
years. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say that which the child can read very well. It should not be a burden on him or her. If you go to the bookshop or you download the books, maybe simple story books which are giving a theme to him or her to learn, to remember in his or her life. Because every storybook or every maybe English book or curriculum book should be read with the purpose of driving something out of it. Maybe a lesson, maybe a practice, maybe a message which is remembered lifetime. And if you sit on your own and jot down what the whole life has taught you through reading, you can very well judge what you have to give to your child.
So there is a question of similar nature. My daughter in 8, how can I develop her habit of reading? I don't know, it's an age or class. I'm not able to understand.
Whatever it is, Vignesh, the reading practice is again, I should say, the timetable. Because it's not that we have to give only academic books in their hands, in the hands of the children. You are buying gifts for your children. Turn that habit of buying a book. Give your child coins to save in their saving box and tell them this money is to buy a book. Take him to the bookshop and let him buy the book of his choice. You can just guide him which book is good. Tell the shopkeeper to guide the child because that interest has to be developed in the child for it.
So there is a question from Binoy. Uh,
Yes, Binoy, good evening.
yes. So when we plan for children, we need to address the concerns of the house, especially the parents. In the pandemic time, uh, just a moment. In the time of pandemic, what method we have to use to communicate with them and how we learn them? Uh,
Binoy, you are doing such an excellent work. You can tell the listeners how you are practicing during pandemic time. You are creating so many innovative programs with the children in your area. The only suggestion I have, if I understood the question well because the voice was less, the parents have to be educated on this. They have to be counseled on this. And you are a very good counselor to counsel them because this time should be taken as an opportunity, not as a threat to us. If we take it as an opportunity to make our children learn new habits, that is the time where children can adapt a reading habit if they have not been reading earlier as a new habit. I should say that. Sorry, I probably understood well your question, but I'm not sure whether you asked this or not.
Okay. So suggest some content for class 1 to 12 e-content that we can use it during this time of pandemic, if you can.
Yes, I can suggest uh, for 6th to 12th class, we have taken the content, we have signed an agreement uh, with the person who is not very known, but he has 500,000 views on his YouTube. Please look for Dinesh Meglani tutorials. He has made NCRT e-content based on the syllabus of class 6 to 12. If you have any issue, please write back to me. My team can help you for that. For 3 to 6 years, we are making, our teachers are making our own content. We are running 12 rural schools for marginalized children. But from first to sixth class, my team is making the content on their own. We have downloaded the books from the internet, and each team member is making the lesson plans from the books itself and sending to the parents of the children so that they can pass on to their children their gadgets and let children practice. That's how we are doing it, and every month we are evaluating the child what he has learned through this process.
Okay, so I think some of you are requesting for your contact details so that they can write to you.
How to
Should
share
I put
that?
your email? Should I put
Yes,
your email
please,
ID?
Vignesh, put my email ID and my mobile number. That's fine. And
Kindly give me
Good morning, friends. You are all welcome by Dinesh Miglani. This is a video that shows you
so
our pen drive
kindly
courses, about the details, what type of pen drive courses are available by Dinesh Miglani
who has
tutorials.
complete
As
so
अगर आपने
daily
किए
I'm
तो
getting
ठीक
a
है.
number of inquiries and number of they have the queries. तो इस सेशन के अंदर हम लोग हमारे जो
okay, sorry, I think it was
हाँ बस छोड़ दीजिए करना.
so can you share your email ID, Geeta ji? I will just put it in the chat window. Hello.
Yes.
Your email ID, madam.
It's Geeta GEETA.
Yes. Yes, please
Can I
go.
write in the chat box if it's okay?
Yeah. Kindly do that. That would be better. Okay, so Geeta ji's email ID is Geeta GEETA dot Malhotra MALHOTRA 16 @gmail.com, and her mobile number is 9818193575. So she has already entered it in the chat box, so you can get in touch with her directly if you require. She has already typed it, Mr. Sanjay. Kindly check your chat box. Uh, so, with this, I would like to sincerely thank Geeta ji for taking out her time and spreading this important message of reading makes a person perfect. So, I think from today onwards, we will follow this her idea of reading makes a person perfect. So, with this, I would like to thank Geeta ji and her entire team for being here and explaining the practical solutions for getting children read during this pandemic. On behalf of the PN Panikar Foundation and the National Digital Library of India, and also our outreach partner Read India, we would like to thank each one of the participants for being here. So I'm going to share the feedback form URL in the chat window. So kindly don't put any message in the next few minutes. Kindly wait. Don't put any chat message. I'm going to put the feedback form URL so you can fill the form and then download your e-certificate. Right. Thank you. Kitaji, you want to share anything?
Thank you so much, Dr. Balagopal, for this opportunity, and Vignesh. You have really done a wonderful job, and thanks to you, Vignesh, you can be a torchbearer for all the participants as well as the partners for taking this mission forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Geeta.
Thank you, Geeta ji and Vignesh. Vignesh
Thank
is giving all the technical support to reach the target.
Yeah. NDLI, on
Uh,
behalf of NDLI, I am doing it, sir.
Very good, very good. No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
you are doing a wonderful work.
yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Geeta ji, for your
Thank
support.
you. Thank you so
Thank,
much.
thank you. Bye.
Yeah.
Very well.